Okay, so the chapter we are studying today is about where you live. And we know that the verb that is taking up to live is habiter. It is very closely related to the word habitat, which also means to live, or to be specific, its meaning is to reside. Now, if you want to go with the verb simply to live, there is a verb also, vivre. Vivre is to live, that you live at that particular place. But if you want to clearly precise that you are residing somewhere, so that residation could be clarified with the help of habitude. That's why there is another single chapter pointing it out that how we need to use. So if we need to decide somebody, or if we need to ask somebody how and where they're living, not how exactly, where they are living, so we will use who, which is how. Who means how. You can note that down. Okay? It simply means how. It's a question. Oh, sorry, where? Habite-tu is nothing but a question form, which is the inversion question form of the verb habiter. They're asking you, that means they're giving you the informal version of it, but in the chapter we are going to see various version of the verb habiter. Like here, in this picture, you can see there is just one person, so that is why the subject pronoun is je. This person is describing the place he is living in and then giving the nationality at the same time. So we will discover in this chapter nationalities also, although we have done them before, but this is a little bit more than those, okay? So this person is describing J'habite à Paris. We don't pronounce H, but we have to give the liaison to A. So it will become ja sound. And because of the E, silent E, we need to read till T. But consonant is followed by a vowel. Although when you say J'habite à Paris, and when you say it in a flow, it automatically becomes like a liaison word, J'habite à Paris. J'habite à Paris nahi bolna. That's the correct version of saying it. It's J'habita together. J'habite à Paris, and after A, there will always be city. This is the preposition of city. And then you can give the nationality of the person. If somebody is living in France, so they will become French. And the French people, the French male, in the French itself, the language is français. Je suis français means I am French. Because of the settle, this is happening, and A is giving the sound of A. Now, here is the feminine version. That was the masculine. Here is the feminine. Even nationality is getting influenced by this because nationality is also the adjective. So basically, this person is defining her zone, her area, that where she lives. She's saying, J'habite à Toronto. इसको हम टोरंटो बोलते हैं. Toronto. And Toronto is in Canada. But this lady is, it's a lady. So that is why the nationality is going to be Canadian. IN general sound is Ian. We know that its general sound is Ian. But when it comes to the double syllabi, that should be proper sound. That's why it will become Canadian. No ka pura sound aayega. Because it is the double syllable, Canadian. This is for female. Je suis Canadien. Because it is the feminine. And if you talk about its male version, so if it is a male, you can call the person, or the person can call himself the Canadien. Simple. Canadian. Male person from there. And the country itself, Canada, is Le Canada. Spellings are same, but you say the sound of D, not the. Le Canada. Now, these two people, they are talking about the group. Three of them actually. They are symbolizing themselves as a group. Mhm. So for group, when you are including yourself also, you will choose the subject pronoun nous. And with nous, we have the conjugation habitons. So we will liaison it. Nous habitons à Pékin. This is a city in China. And that's why they're choosing their nationality. Nous sommes chinois. Now they are not using the female version of it because it's a mixed group. So the mixed group rule applies over here. By default, we will take the masculine part of it. And these two, they are just two people, masculine. So we will take the masculine nationality and we will put S at the end of it. Same, nous habitons à Los Angeles. Nous sommes américains, but with an S because they are two people. This is how you define your nationality and you tell where do you live. Now here's a quick catch up with the verb habiter, which is to live. If you have forgotten about its pronunciation and conjugation, this is how it goes. J'habite, remember, j'habite, I live. Tu habites, you live. Informal one or singular one. Il habite, he lives. Elle habite, she lives. Nous habitons. Nous habitons. We live. Vous habitez. Because EZ gives you the A sound. You live. It includes the people, the number of the people. Ils habitent. We don't give the NT sound when it comes to the conjugation. So we treat it as the same sound of j'habite, you habite that we have discussed in the ER verb. You can watch that video there. Ils habitent, getting liaison, and elles habitent. They live for the male group or the mixed group, and they live for the female group. The general question we ask somebody when a singular person we are asking where do you live is, où habites-tu? And if you need to draw its formal version, that is going to be où, and you will take the vous conjugation of this part. So right now it is vous habitez, but to make a question, you put verb first and you put the subject pronoun afterwards. That is called the inversion type of the question. So we will write habitez first and then où habitez-vous? This is also the same meaning. Where do you live? But in the form. That's the difference between them. This is the informal and that is the formal part. This is how it becomes very important to understand the verb of that. This meeting is being... Okay, now very important part. Here we will learn that most of the cities, all of the cities in fact in the world, they are going to take the preposition a. Always, always, always remember that if preposition a is there, even if you don't know that name, that's a city. That cannot be country, that cannot be continent. Because with those prepositions, we will discover them later in our chapters, that how and where to be placed. First of all, let's understand this. Nous habitons à. You can see all the cities over here as well. Because if you are learning French, you should immersify yourself in the culture as well. These are the four main cities of the France. It is not just Paris. So every time you don't have to give information about Paris, you can also use the word Lyon, which is a city again. J'habite à Lyon. I live in Lyon. J'habite à Paris. I live in Paris. J'habite à Grenoble. Grenoble. That is Grenoble only. I live in Grenoble. J'habite à Toulouse. That is Toulouse. It's again the city of the France. These are four famous cities of France that you can take the name. D'accord, monsieur et madame, c'est votre tour maintenant. This meeting is being recorded. D'accord, c'est votre tour. Monsieur, vous pouvez commencer avec votre
Bonjour,
dialogue.
bonjour, je m'appelle Paul. Je suis français. Vous vous appelez comment?
Madame.
Bonjour Paul, je m'appelle Anastasia. Je suis Garcica. Quel âge avez-vous?
J'ai 20 ans, j'habite à Lille. Et vous? Vous habitez où?
Excellent, j'habite Créteil. C'est c'est une belle ville. Bonjour, au revoir, enchanté. Au revoir, enchanté.
Au revoir, Anastasia. Enchanté.
D'accord. Let's learn what was the pronunciation actually and how to pronounce it. There was some confusion on your end, madame. Let's see. Bonjour, je m'appelle Paul. Je suis français. Vous vous appelez comment? There was a term that was to be lesser. Vous vous appelez comment? Bonjour, my name is Paul. I am French. What's your name? Anastasia said. Bonjour, Paul. Je m'appelle Anastasia. Je suis grec. If you remember, Q-U-E, always, always, K. Grec. Quel âge avez-vous? I am Greek. What's your age? She said, hello, Paul. My name is Anastasia, that you already know. I am a Greek. What's your age? Paul said. J'ai 21. J'habite Lille. That's also a city of France. Et vous? Vous habitez où? I live in Lille. And you? Where do you live? Anastasia said, excellent. J'habite Crète. Excellent. I live in Crète. C'est une belle ville. It's a beautiful city. Liaison to be done here. C'est une belle ville. It's a beautiful city. Bon, j'y vais. Well, I have to go. I'm going there. Au revoir. Au revoir means goodbye. Enchanté, nice to meet you. Here, Paul said, au revoir, Anastasia. Goodbye, Anastasia. Enchanté. Nice to meet you, or pleased to meet you. The difference between enchanté and its spellings, however, is not to be forgotten. Because when a female is saying extra H is to be there, and when a male is saying it's just fine as it is. Last but not the least is the most interesting part of this chapter, les nationalités. These are nationalities. Now here we will learn the country's name in French and what the masculine and feminine people are called. Okay, let's get started by France itself. And remember, in French, we have genders for the countries as well. So we'll study them side by side. Like here, the France itself is feminine country. La France. And we just discovered that the male is français because he is coming at the end of feminine. It will be française. We'll say S over here. When it comes to Canada, this we already discussed, le Canada. The masculine is Canadien and the feminine is Canadienne. Just as the case with Italy, which is l'Italie in this case. This is Italien. IEN gives you the sound of ia, and the feminine will be Italian. We already have studied Spain, that is l'Espagne, the Spain, and the pronunciation for both male and female are same, which is Español, Español. Coming to India, which is London. London. And the male member of India will be on the ya in nationality. IN gives you the sound of ya. And female will be on the n. British country, UK, or Royaume-Uni, it will be l'Angleterre. L'Angleterre. The masculine person for there will be Anglais, and the feminine will be anglaise because simply we will put E. The Japan is a masculine country. That's why le Japon. The masculine person over here is japonais, and the feminine will be japonaise. Japonaise. China is the feminine country, la Chine. La Chine. So we have masculine as chinois because OI gives you the OA sound, and feminine will be chinoise. Chinoise. Because of the E. Now, how do we remember? There is a shortcut for doing this. Attention. See, first thing first, you need to keep this in your mind that in French, nationalities are going to agree with the noun they are qualifying. That means whether they are coming with the feminine, you need to change them according to feminine spellings. And if they are coming with the plural, you have to adjust according, whether it's just masculine. To form feminine, generally, we will add E to its masculine form. However, there are some exceptions, like here. If it is ending with IEN in the masculine form, we simply need to change it to IEN-NE in the feminine. Just like here. It happened in the case of français, it became française. In case of anglais, it became anglaise. In case of japonais, it became japonaise. For chinois, it became chinoise. For espagnol, it became simply espagnol. And for français, it became française. We added E. But if it is ending in IEN, it will be ending in IENNE in feminine. Like here, Canadien, Canadien. Italien, Italian. Andien, Andien. Then to form a plural, S is simply added to the masculine or feminine form. Whichever plural you want, you can simply add the S there. And your work is done. But if the nationality is already ending in the S in the singular form, you cannot add any more S's. Like here, for feminine singular case of Espanol, which is having E at the end, and you want to convert it into feminine plural, you know what to do. You just simply add the S. So it will become Espanol. But with the case of chinois, where already S at the end is there for the masculine singular, you cannot add any S in the masculine plural. It will remain same. However, if it had been the case of chinois, similarly, E is coming at the end, so my two would have been added E as well. That's the thing we need to know. I hope you found this lesson useful. We will use this vocabulary to further solve our exercises. These are all the nationalities, and the one that you will discover more is this. This is les États-Unis, which is America, United States of America. Les États-Unis. This is masculine and plural as well. Rest you need to prepare because after that we'll be starting with the exercises.